So, but yeah, so this is fun. What I'm trying to do is do this. The film festival is in June, so I would like to do this on a monthly basis, just so by the time the film festival rolls around and hopefully everyone attends, then it'll be like we're all family, because it's how we do
Everybody
it,
knows.
you know?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I hate
I like
walking into a film festival and you're just standing in the corner. It's kind of like prom at junior high and you're waiting for a good looking girl to come over and go, "Hey, dance with me." It's like, "Hey." But it'll be good. So, all right. Well, we got us four and I'll just start because I don't want to get kicked out of here after our 40-minute mark, so I'll just start the spiel. So, for those who don't know, which all of you know who I am, I'm Vinny. I started this film festival post-pandemic, if you want to call it that, with basically the concept was I'm an actor and filmmaker myself, and I was just like, hey, let's get back to work. Maybe I can hook up with some directors, actors could hook up with directors, producers, and vice versa, and we can start getting back to work and start working on projects. So, um, yeah, that was it. And then now this is year number three. We have a film festival annually at the Reformed Church in Staten Island, New York. And yeah, this is going to be the third year. We're looking forward to it. We have over 55 submissions so far. And then the films will be sent in about a month to the judges for them to basically pick which top 10, top 12, depending on the time. We like a 2 hour block. So basically, you show up on Saturday, June 15th. You walk through the door, get to walk down the red carpet. Paparazzi, local news stations are there, radio stations doing, the interviews, making you feel like a celebrity. We get some local celebrities. We had, some of the guys from MTV's Jersey Shore came last year. We had like Vinny Pastore from The Sopranos, his cousin Gary, and a lot of filmmakers, Uncle Nino from Jersey Shore. He always likes to pop in, never know what he's gonna wear or not wear. And it's a good time. And then we basically, show about 10 to 12 short films from both New York. We have a couple international films every year, which is nice. And then we close the night with the Q&A session. And then we have like an awards ceremony. Every filmmaker that submits a film, and if their films are chosen, they automatically get some sort of an award. So whether it's best actor, best editor, I think Art, I think you won that one last year, right? Yeah. Yeah, he was just telling me he was editing since 7:30 this morning, so probably makes sense why he won the best editor role.
Thank you. I got it
And
right here. Thanks, guys.
oh, hey, there you go. Nice, nice. So that's the fun perk about submitting a film. We think everyone should get recognized some way, some fashion. But yeah, so this year it's going to be great. We're going to do it again. Whole shebang bang. We have hot dogs, we have alcohol. Everyone walked in, they were pretty shocked that, film festival in a church, but hey, we were going hard, serving up the hard stuff.
That's
Got to get
awesome.
them filmmakers drunk, for the 50-50 raffle. But this film festival, what makes it unique is it's also it's a fundraiser for the church, the Reformed Church, and also the church is also operated by a nonprofit board called Historic Port Richmond Preservation Association. Big mouthful, but the money from the film submissions and everything go into that, and it helps kind of the Port Richmond neighborhood out of Staten Island. So it's really nice to give back and you know help out the community whenever we can. So, but that's about it. If you are a filmmaker or you were an actor and you were in a film in the past couple of years, tell your directors to go to Film Freeway, submit all the information, the rules. People are like, can I swear? Can I be naked? Can I do this? Can I do that? It's like, just read all the rules. It's all on there. You'd be surprised at some of the submissions we get because we're like, yeah, we're a 18 plus community, but some things we do not want to see on a big screen.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you there. And at this time, I kind of want to turn it over to each of you guys. If you're working on a film right now currently, or you're an actor and you're like, hey, put me in your movie, or hey, maybe you wrote a script and you just need a camera operator or something, it's what this whole thing's for. So um, I'll put the new guy on spot here. So we got Brian over here. Nice to meet you. And tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're at.
Oh, well, that is a loaded question considering where I am at. So I'm from Long Island and I got divorced recently, and I thought, well, what better time than to make my way west? Um, I had a stop plan and I've been working on stories. I'm an actor. I've been training for a few years in method, but I recently discovered filmmaking, and I fell in love with behind the scenes instantly. Um, my dog and I were attacked by a pit bull last week, which is why I'm wearing a hat. He did a number on both of us. Put a couple of bald spots on my head. My dog uh, came this close to dying. I'm not going to get into the gory details, but it changed a lot of things for me. It certainly put a halt on my journey, and I couldn't stay there where I had my stop that I was on the way to. So I'm living in my packed car right now, not really sure where I'm going, and I kind of think it's a beautiful thing. It could be horrible, or I could make it an adventure. I posted something before. It said, I've never been good at making lemonade out of life's lemons, but I'm pretty good at making adventures out of life's nightmares. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So my buddy here is sleeping next to me in our 2021 Dodge house. And I got my coffee. I've got my stories. And what else do I need besides the link to submit?
But hope the best for you, and hopefully, I'm sure, they say make it New York, you can make it anywhere. So I would love to see you do a submission with your dog, whether you shoot it on your phone or find another filmmaker along the way to help you out. I think it would be interesting, especially, I think most films that we see that do win awards usually come from the heart, and they're real, they're authentic, they're not, fake. And, Vinny meets the girl of his dreams, gets married, and has, quintuplets or something, as much as that sounds nice, but nobody's going to care about that. But if you do a authentic story of maybe what you're going through, just like songwriting, might be good therapy for you. But, as a community, we're here for you, whatever you need. If you need something, just give us a holler. So, glad to have you a part of the film festival community, and can't wait to meet you on the red carpet and bring
Looking
the
forward to
pooch.
it.
There you
Oh, I
go.
will. He's my everything, that boy.
Nice, nice. So we have the superstars over in Texas, over there in San Antonio, live via satellite. No,
They're muted.
so Art, and go ahead, tell us a little bit about you guys and what you're working on.
Hey, I'm Art. This is my wife, Dominica.
Hi, everybody.
Take the lead.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
All right. So recently, I finished 2 scripts. I got inspired by fashion. So this time, what I have right now is 2 fashion scripts. One, it's kind of like I want to say like a Hallmark style movie, cute, romantic, fun, of course, fashion, dramatic fashion, because fashion is very dramatic, the way everything happens. And the other one is based off a real fashion designer and moments in his life that I took after spending the night and having a girls' night out with him. I got inspired, so I just finished a short film script on this designer. So currently that's what I have, and then we have there's actually 2 other scripts that we're working on. Of course, it involves vampires, but it's different. It's different this time. And then the other one's going to be a little bit different. It'll be horror, but different. So that's what I have so far. And then
So I'll be obviously filming those films whenever we go over the script and make sure that we have everything ready to go for pre-production. Recently, we've got like a UFO film kind of in the works, and then another horror film. I guess that's what. And I can't pronounce horror film. I'm working on it, so I make horror films. I've been
That's
working on
okay.
that.
I love horror films too.
Horror. So just for now, it is what it is. I make horror films. And, um, sorry.
We have one more scene for soft potato.
Oh yeah. So
Hmm.
we got a filler scene for soft potato to push it over the 45-minute mark. I've got to catch up on that, and then I've got to work on the foley for that film as well. Finish up some kinks and some audio on that one.
That was the psycho serial killer clown.
Yeah, it was really really cool film.
Nice,
I actually
nice.
starred in that one as Dominica's co-star. So I'm not an actor, but I had to be an actor at that particular moment, and
Nice.
ended up being in the whole film, my own film. So funny thing, and I'll get back to the scripts that I'm working on, but just a funny thing I wanted to talk about in that soft potato film was that all my cinematographers, including myself, ended up in front of the camera, and nobody else could film the scene. So we had to work out some scripting issues at the last minute, and we had to actually make some cuts on who was going to be in the film at that particular scene. So I was in the film. We had another cinematographer in the film, and Enzo was in the film, my son. And we had to do some trading places with the actors, like, hey, this is how you angle a scene, and it worked out pretty good.
I hold the camera too.
We got photos of you in the behind the scenes.
Yes, I was cinematographer.
So, of course, any of you guys can, if you want to, feel free to put in the comments your contact info, your production company, Facebook page, whatever. You guys can all feel free to network.
For sure.
Because you never know. All right, let's head over to the other guy over here, Mr. Movie Star, who figured out how to put his camera on. So, what's up, man?
Yeah, see, just goes to show. Well, hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me. So, my name is Gaetano Iacono. I've been acting for a pretty long time. I've had some small amounts of success here and there, but I haven't ever gotten the breakout role, so to speak, right? Everybody has that breakout role. I've been at it now about 20 years. I hope to be that overnight 30-year success, one day. So, I just hope that someday I do something that people fall in love with. It's a rough business from what I understand. Everybody here is starting off. I feel like I'm starting off every time I do something. So I don't think that feeling ever goes away. And, I've gotten to the point now that I'm just basically leaving it in God's hands. Networking is a big part of it. Politics is a big part of it. I hate both of those things. So I just hope that someday people see my talent and call me in on something that's important, that I don't want to say changes history, but at least would change my history, and I can leave a legacy behind. I am here for anyone that's willing to work with me. I'm not good at reaching out to people. I'm actually very embarrassed and shy about the whole thing. Maybe that's why I'm not that successful, who knows. But I am going to be working with Vinny in the next few months on a very nice project, paying respect to the fallen from 9/11. And, I don't know what to say. I mean, I just like being myself. I hate having to change who I am or being phony, and I know that there's a lot of that in the business. I like to think I'm a nice guy. When people see that I don't bend and I have integrity and I do things the way I like things to be done, and I don't, I don't like to gossip and, do all these stupid things that everyone does. They kind of like back off a little bit. Well, you know what? My nonna, I'm Italian. My grandmother used to say, meglio solo di mal accompagnato, which means it's better off to be alone than be in company, in bad company. You're happy by yourself. So that's the way I'm living my life right now. I'm getting older. I never expected it to be the way it is. I When I first started off, I was really, really excited about everything. And had my pitfalls, and now I'm very leery about walking. I look at every crack before I take a step. Yes, like I'm kind of like uh, you know, like a scared cat. You ever watch a cat that walks and is afraid, something's gonna happen to him? That's how I am with show business right now. But so I'm glad that Vinny reached out to me. He seems like a nice guy, and I always like being around positive, inspired people. And I want to be in every single movie ever made. So, one day maybe I'll get lucky.
Love it. Looking back at your career, at some of the roles you have played, since you are an actor, I'm asking you an acting question. What has been your favorite role, or what is a role that you were always like, hey, I could have been in Chips, or oh, I could have been Starsky and Hutch, or maybe I could have been the,
All right. Well, look,
Incredible Hulk. Go
I'm
for it.
okay. So, quite honestly, I really, really do believe that when The Sopranos started, as pretty much when my career started, and it wasn't even for the first season. My acting career started by accident. I saw an ad in the Staten Island Advance. I went out for an audition. I got the role as an extra, didn't get paid. I worked with this film for a couple of weeks, and the people involved somehow had a connection with background actors for The Sopranos. So I ended up on The Sopranos as an extra, and they started auditioning me. They auditioned me. I must have went down there. They had their office on 7th Avenue near Times Square, and I must have been up in that office at least, maybe 8 or 9 times. Didn't have a stitch of acting experience. I would audition, and I actually felt my backbone, my spine kind of tremble and stiffen up. I was so green. I knew I could do it, but I was just like, it was the biggest show on TV, and I'm there. They were thinking about putting me on it. And, they kept calling me in. I'm paying tolls, parking, gas. I went to Silver Cup a few times, and they never took me. I had a couple of callbacks. They never took me. So I really do believe that if they would have called me in now, that I would have been a big part of that show. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards for me, and greatest show they ever made. And still until today, there hasn't been another. That was the only show ever in my life where I stopped what I was doing to sit down and watch the next episode. And until today, there still isn't a show that I did that for. And my favorite role, honestly, I really loved doing the short "Don't Feed the Troll" because it shows like I had a lot of trouble growing up with bullies. I wasn't the cool kid on the block, right? So, all through my years there were bullies, bullies, bullies. I was like, I really would love to do something about the cyberbullying, because I would go online and like I'm big on Facebook, and I would see all these people, uh, you know, grow a pair of balls behind their computer screen, and I'm like, not for nothing, these guys are all loud and boisterous on their screen. I bet you if they were out in the street, they'd probably take a punch in the mouth for the things that they've done. But being that they're behind their screen, so I talked it over with my friend Mark, who is a director that I worked with in the past. And I told him my idea, and he wrote up the script, and we shot it upstate New York because I had an old cabin that we used. It's no longer there, but it was, I loved it because it sent the message about cyberbullying and how it affects people, on the other end when you say something and this girl committed suicide because of the cyberbullying. And then, it has a horror twist to it. It's a horror genre. I heard one of our colleagues in here say that, they like horror movies. So have a look at it. It's on Tubi. Um, and I really did enjoy that. I let it rip. It felt good. And I was the only film that I was ever nominated for Best Actor at the Horror Film Festival in New Jersey for. That was the only film I was ever nominated for my ability. So, I'm proud of that. I didn't win because everything's fixed, but what are you gonna do?
What? You didn't go out and drink with the festival director to win? Come on, you gotta do that, right? No, no, I
No,
hate
no.
that
You
too,
see,
but
what I did was, being that I'm old school Italian, I took my mom and dad and my wife and everybody, and we showed up wearing suits, and everybody was wearing grunge, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
been there many
but
times. Yeah,
but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
that's awesome.
And
What was?
and so, go ahead. I'm
Yeah, what
sorry.
was the name of that film on Tubi? They can all check it out.
It's called Don't Feed the Troll. It's on Twisted Fiction. If you look up, it should come up if you put "Don't Feed the Troll," but it's part of the Twisted Fiction stuff that I've been doing with Jagged.
Awesome,
Yeah.
fantastic, sweet. So it looks like we got 6 minutes left in this, of course, free Zoom. If you guys want to continue, I put a link in the Zoom chat on here if you will continue if anyone would like to do that.
Sorry, I took so much time.
That's okay. That's okay. I hate that they give you 40 minutes unless you pay like $500. It's like way too much. But we have
No.
a new blood that joined us tonight. On the bottom of the screen, we have Mackenzie Peterson. If you want to tell us briefly a little bit about yourself and where are you from?
So I'm currently in Kansas City, so Midwest, but I'm branching out, networking into other markets. So mainly, I do a lot of modeling because that's what I'm getting right now. But I've done a few acting stuff. Uh, I did a short film for a film school out in Dallas. I did just had a small background extra role. I had a reoccurring little background role in a feature film that was being filmed out here in Kansas City. So I've done an episode of The Cutler's Court, scripted obviously, but I've done a handful of music videos. So, but in the
Yeah.
modeling stuff, like I've done, I think the Strut Fashion Tour, and this year I'm coming out to Los Angeles next month to do Los Angeles Fashion Week, Atlanta Fashion Week, Dallas Fort Worth Fashion Week. I'll also be going to Portland to do a halftime fashion show during the NBA minor leagues halftime show for the Remix City thingy on March 4th, something like that.
March Madness or whatever, right?
I don't know. Either way, it's cool.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I do a lot of work outside the Kansas City area. For whatever reason, I'm just not good enough for Kansas City, is what I say. But
There you go. Is that where you're originally from?
yeah, that's where I live. That's where I am right now. I'm in
Okay,
Kansas City,
gotcha.
but I do a lot of work in other markets. So
Great. Yeah, well, you'll have to definitely connect with Art and Dominica. They're not too far from you, over in Texas. So, and she does a lot of modeling as well. So, there you go. But yeah, yeah. So, well, we may not even have to do part two because we were able to fit everybody in. So that's awesome.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, yeah. So if anyone wants more information about the film festival, you guys know how to reach me, on Facebook or the film festival page. And definitely think about, submitting. You have until I believe April 1st is the deadline. So if you have any short films that are, under 20 minutes that you want to submit, maybe you acted in and you can tell your directors and producers and whatnot to whoever has the right to the film to feel free to submit. If you are, of course, in the New York area, you all are welcome to the film festival. And I'd like to do this again next month and the next month and at least once a month so we can all, keep tabs on each other, and who knows, maybe all of us will be on a movie set all together in the near future. I think that would be awesome. Um, and yeah, and thank you guys all for joining tonight, taking time out of your Tuesday night. And wish you guys all the best if you guys ever need anything or just guidance or advice or anything, feel free to hit me up, and be happy to do my best to help you guys. So everyone, have a great night, and thank you
Yeah.
guys all for joining in, and we'll see you
Thank you,
soon.
everyone.